So like the title says, we need to talk. Newcastle United losing 2-1 at St James's Park for our opening home game of the pre-season to Bayer Leverkusen. And it feels like too good, too bad with this. Two, in my opinion, poorly conceded goals from similar things that we've struggled with throughout pre-season. And too good. Miley and Sean Steur, the best double pivot we've seen so far in pre-season. But still, this team is clearly lacking some experience. And we still have concerning positions that need to be filled. There is loads of news coming out straight after the game. We're going to go through all of it. If you're new around here, I'm Adam. This is Two for Joy. Get down there, like, hype, subscribe, do all the good things. But most of all, hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think. Not only of the performance, but of the club, the signings, the way we're moving forward. And with only 16 days left of this transfer window, whether we'll get the deals done in time. Let's get into it. So we'll start with the breaking news from the Chronicle. Literally 2 minutes after the game's finished, Matthias Jaissle gets verbal backing from Newcastle United board moments after defeat. I'll be honest, he should have had the backing the moment he came through the door. And I am going to do a video on the hierarchy and the structure of this football club. And we're going to look through at some of the people and the positions that they hold and whether we feel there should have been a change to some of these backroom staff in order to offer Matthias Jaissle the best opportunity going forward. And also, it's been pointed out that Dan Burn will be appointed as club captain for the season. Now, I think this is really important. Dan Burn, big experienced lad, a Geordie through and through. We need somebody to take hold of this team. We need a figure to grab hold of it and be the mantle for this club to move forward under the Jaissle era. But moving on to the Newcastle performance. And there are some really good takeaways from this. Bayer Leverkusen are a decent side. They are a very decent side. And I would say they're in a position with probably a more versatile squad than us, a more established squad than us, and a lot more experience than we have. So I'm not too disheartened at the fact of a 2-1 defeat. What I am disheartened with is certain performances from certain players. And we'll go through the good stuff first, and then we'll come to the players that I wasn't so pleased with. And I have to give big credit today to Mason Miley. Honestly, I thought he played out of his skin today. He got stuck in. He won every ball. He got back into position. For a makeshift right back, this boy plays centre midfield normally. For a makeshift right back, I thought he was fantastic today. I thought Malik Chow had a decent game, obviously getting the goal. He is a good header of the ball. He gets into good positions in the box. Really pleased for him. Being captain today and getting a goal, fantastic. Sven Botman even, I felt had a slightly better performance today. He still worries me every game. I'm not quite sure until I've seen a good 3 months of Sven Botman playing at a decent level that I'll be comfortable with him being our starting centre-back. And Lewis Hall, he looks ring rusty. The thing with Lewis Hall that frustrated me today was the amount of opportunities he had to play forward. And he decided to go back to Sven Botman or Malik Chow. And I felt like we didn't see the best of Lewis Hall today. He looked off. He looks a little bit frustrated. Whether that's this noise from Manchester United and around his future and whether he's staying or going, I couldn't tell you. But realistically, he needs to get his head in the game before this season starts and get back to his best. And like I say, the double pivot for me, I thought was really good today. In that first half, Lewis Miley, Sean Steur. Sean Steur really commands this midfield. He knows how to pick a pass. He knows how to read the game. His knowing when to play forward and when to hold off, when to draw a player in and when to spray a ball is fantastic for a boy of his age. I honestly think he is probably one of the brightest young talents we've brought in as a youth player. And then moving forward, the front line. Anthony Elanga, I thought he had a decent game today, getting into positions. His control was better, his touch was better, his passing was a little off. And then the same thing, the crossing, the delivery is where I really struggle with Elanga. Because his delivery, for use of a better word, is poor. He is a player that I feel has the ability, but never quite reaches the point where he's at his peak. And then moving into the middle, Nick Voltemade and Johan Wissa. And I have to give massive credit to Wissa today. And most of all, what I liked about Johan Wissa today was not only the pressing, but the getting stuck into challenges. There wasn't a single tackle today where Wissa shied out of the opportunity to get stuck in. And that's what I want to see. And I think this... Realistically, the thing that this team is lacking is probably not all experience or all technical ability. It's also desire. I think there's a lot of points in this game today where I saw either Anthony Elanga, Harvey Barnes, a little bit from Lewis Hall shy out of tackles. And you can't be like this. And I understand it's pre-season and people don't want to get hurt, but you need to be getting yourself front-footed, ready for the season to start. We can't go into a game against Liverpool at St James's Park and expect to be able to shy out of tackles and for Liverpool to not come at us and be full throttle. This game will be fierce. We need players to be fierce in this game. But most of all, two players that I felt, I don't want to say Hornacek, I don't want to say he let himself down, but I really felt like he could have got a touch on that first goal. It's coming from 25 yards. He might have been missighted. He might not have been able to see it. But I really felt like he should have done slightly better with that one. And the second goal, again, the bobble. He's coming from, I don't know, 15 yards, 14, 15 yards, curling it into the corner, Boniface. But I really felt like he looks nervy. And I feel like he looks nervy because of the defence he's got in front of him. And the people not closing down the shots. And we've seen this all too readily throughout pre-season, is not closing the man down around the area. You can't let people have a free pop. That 48 seconds in, getting caught out and being 1-0 down just killed the excitement for this game. It killed the atmosphere for the fans. It killed the motivation for the team. And it took us time to grow back into this game. Most of all, the person that I am so unhappy with the performance today, I thought is a ghost in this game. He didn't want the ball. He didn't look like he wanted to go forward, press. He didn't want to do anything today, was Harvey Barnes. And I genuinely feel like if you're going to put performances in like this on the bench, mate, you shouldn't be out on the field. And I really felt, I said this in one of my other videos, that our best position is having that double pivot that we've got of Lewis Miley and Sean Steur with Bazemana Toure on the left-hand side. And I feel like Lewis Hall, some of his frustration came from not having the option to play forward, not playing out because it's Harvey Barnes. And I feel like if those runs were being made, come short, go long, from Bazemana Toure, Hall would have probably had a better game today. It's a really frustrating loss. There are positives to take from it. I thought we played better. The link-up seemed better. We got a few shots off. We got into some key areas. But we're still struggling with that creativity in the final third. There isn't somebody in there who can command this midfield or that 10 space and really turn something on for us. And I felt like Nick Voltemade, he'll get a lot of criticism, no doubt, for today, but I didn't actually think he played too badly. And I thought the link-up play between him and Wissa was actually fairly good. I just don't know if he is that creative player that we need in that position. And I feel like maybe Johan Wissa starts the first 60 minutes of a game with a 10 in behind him to create for him. And Nick Voltemade plays that last 30 minutes when people are tired. And he's got that physical size and the option for us to play in whipped crosses. You know, he's a big guy. I really feel like there are definite concerns in this team. There are definite places that we need to bring in players or replace players, and we're all aware of them. The most concerning thing is seeing a post from the Chronicle saying Matthias Jaissle gets verbal backing from Newcastle United board moments after defeat. This board brought him in. They paid the money for the release clause from Al Ali, and he should have the backing immediately. There's real concerns from me over our scouting system, our scouts, the players we're targeting, and most of all, the time it's taking to get deals done. And what I would say is look at the newly promoted sides and look how quickly they're bringing transfers in. People will say Newcastle are struggling because of who we are and that we're not that big a club in the Premier League in the grand scheme of things. People won't want to play for us. It's bullshit. There are clubs coming up that are signing or targeting players that are established seasoned professionals that bring experience. Ipswich Town are looking at bringing in Palacios. It's, you know, there's no way. In the same way that Sunderland brought in Granit Xhaka, there's no way that Newcastle don't have the ability to find these players and bring in the right players. It's the application to doing it that is the problem. Like I say, let me know in the comments. Like, hype, subscribe. Otherwise, guys, I'll see you in the next one.